Get that fast FNFAL trigger finger. Get away from that nade, yo. Reload this beast. Spawns just flipped. They took C, we took A. Let's lay that napalm. Oh yeah, that's right. The little yellow triangle is me. Dumbass. Wah, 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 wah.
Yells.
What is up, YouTube? It's Ubu the Tech Guru coming straight at ya. How is everybody doing today? I'm doing fan-tiddly-astic. And today I'm bringing you another video from the live stream that Intel 360ify had. He was raising money through Just Giving for Help for Heroes. He was raising money for wounded veterans. And this was one of the games that we had played in the original Black Ops. So that's just going to be the background. For the topic today I wanted to discuss is the common misinformation that has been circulating related to the Xbox One versus the PS4 and which one's more powerful, you know, which one's going to be better. You know, there's been a lot of a lot of media attention that just they kind of hear a spec or hear a number and automatically assume right away, oh, that number's bigger, that means it's going to be better, you know, and it's not necessarily the case in terms of computer technology and everything. So I did a little bit of research, and actually a gentleman by the name of Pinello he's from the Xbox, he's from Microsoft. He actually, he's an Xbox exec. His name is Albert Pinello, and he did an interview with NeoGAF. I'm not sure, someone from VideoGamer.com, or I'm not really sure where this interview took place, but basically Pinello has gone through and clarified many of the key elements, of the two consoles that are often misunderstood, including beliefs that the lower amount of compute units available in the Xbox One will lead to a 50% power disadvantage, for the Xbox One over the PS4, and then also, the Xbox One's memory, being GDDR3 versus the PS4, which is GDDR5, will make the Xbox One slower as well. So, he basically, has had a few things to say in regards to, those statements made by a lot of media, and these are basically what he had said. So the PS4 has 18 compute units or control unit. It's an internal component within the CPU. So the PS4 has 18 of them. The Xbox One only has 12. And so, people are saying the PS4 is 50% more performance. Well, he states that that's incorrect. Multi-core processors have inherent inefficiency with more compute units. So it's simply incorrect to say that, it's a 50% more increase for the PS4. And adding to that, each of Xbox One's compute units is running 6% faster. It's not simply a 6% clock speed increase overall. It's that each CU is running 6% faster than the PS4's CU. And then the next thing he goes on to say, PS4 is like, oh, we have more memory bandwidth. Well, actually, if you look at it on paper, GDDR5 peak performance is 176 gigabits per second. Well, on paper, the Xbox One actually has almost 100 gigabits more per second at 272. And now you're thinking, oh, no, wait. GDDR3 only has 68 gigabits per second. Well, you're forgetting about the 204 gigabits per second that the ESRAM provides. ESRAM can read-write cycles simultaneously. So, that number is totally being misquoted by the industry, saying that the GDDR5 you know, is faster. It's not true. I mean, you know, you have to take into account in the Xbox One that it has the DDR3 plus the ES RAM, you know, and use that number, which is 272 gigabits per second, over the 176 gigabits per second peak for the PS4. So then the next thing, you know, to look at is the Xbox has 10% more CPU. It's not only a faster processor, but a better audio chip also, which offloads a lot of the CPU cycles. You know, so there's just, you know, the industry and the media take a lot. You know, they'll just go and see something and run off and, you know, basically state misinformations. And this is what, you know, Pinello is trying to get across to everybody, that, you know, these are common misinformations. You know, the Xbox One, Microsoft, they understand GPU and its importance. And basically, Microsoft invented direct compute, and they've been using GPU in shipping products since 2010. That's the Kinect, the original Kinect. You know, and speaking of the GPU, they have 3 times the coherent bandwidth for GPU at 30 gigabits per second, which significantly improves their ability for the CPU to efficiently read data generated by the GPU. You know, so Pinello, you know, he believes that, you know, his team often gets little credit for the progress that they've made on the software. You know, and says that having some of the smartest graphic engineers on board for Xbox One it's overlooked when evaluating both the boxes. You know, given the continued belief that there's a significant gap between the Xbox One and the PS4 hardware-wise, they're working with their most senior graphics and silicone engineers to get more depth on this topic. You know, which they'll be way more credible than he is, obviously, because they know what they're talking about. And recently, Xbox One actually increased their the megahertz speed of the GPU. It used to be just 800 megahertz, and they bumped it up to 853 megahertz. So, you know I spit out a lot of numbers and a lot of jargon and everything, but you know, the point that I wanted to get across is you can't just go, you know, by what you hear on the internet. You know, that goes back to that commercial, that woman that's like, oh yeah, I read it on the internet, it's got to be true. And she's got this French boyfriend coming over that she met online, and he comes walking up, big, like, you know, scroungy looking nerd, and he's like, bonjour. And she's like, this is my boyfriend I met online, he's French. So, you know, I just wanted to point that out, guys. The information that you're seeing online, you know, try to do some additional research and try to learn, you know, learn about the actual hardware and getting into the tech and nerd type stuff. You know, it's going to be definitely interesting once the hardware and the systems are actually released, and we can see some real life comparison, you know, graphics wise and CPU and memory wise, real life, you know, usage of the hardware to, you know, get a better understanding of which you know, system is the better system. And really, when it comes down to it, you know, does one have to be better than the other? Each one, you know, has their core community following, and they enjoy it because they enjoy it, and that's that. You know, so hopefully you guys, you know, found some information beneficial in this video. Make sure you leave a rating, please. Leave me a comment. And that's about all I got for you today, guys. Until next time, I'll smell you when I smell you. Ubu out.